Hey everyone, my name's Lynn. Welcome to my video. I've embarked on a massive change in my life. I've packed up everything and moved from my home in Adelaide, South Australia, and headed to the other side of the world to Washington DC. I'm going to be here for a couple of years and I'm going to try and get out and see and do as much as I can, experience great new adventures. I'm going to be putting them all on these videos, and I'd love it if you could join me. Also, if you have a particular place or thing or activity you'd like to see me do and want me to report on or go check it out, please feel free to comment below or on any of the social media that you follow me on, and I'll go check it out for you and show you what it's all about. So here's to what's hopefully going to be a wonderful 2 years, or I get particularly lazy and do 1 or 2 episodes and that's it. Oh, who knows, but fingers crossed. It's going to be 2 years of amazing US sites, maybe a bit of Canada, maybe Mexico, maybe somewhere else, Caribbean if you're that way inclined, who knows, but feel free to come along. So my first adventure in Washington DC is courtesy of my friend Kara. She sent me on a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. So I used the big bus tour and to get around and just have a bit of a look-see. I've tried to put all the buildings and monuments, etc. down. If I haven't, because I don't know what the building is. But this big bus tour takes you around to all the places in Washington DC, all the monuments and things like that. It's a 2-hour tour. It's really, really good. I had a good time. It was freezing cold though, even though there's blue sky there. It got colder as the day went on. I stupidly sat on the left, so I'm still thinking like an Australian, and a lot of the stuff was on the right hand side to get photos. So if you see pictures of people's heads, that's why. Now, I hopped on the bus, but I never actually hopped off it at any of the places because I figured I just wanted to have a bit of a look around and see what it was like. And I know that I'm definitely going to go back to these places because I'll need to have a proper good look around. So there was some really good information that they told us about. And so I thought this is a really good way to start my life here in Washington, DC. They've got some beautiful buildings here, so you're probably going to see more pictures of buildings and things like that. The other thing that we found, and you're going to see next, is there's a lot of cavalcades. So we had to pretty much wait for the cavalcade to go through, and this is what it looks like. As well as getting out there and checking out things and looking at all the monuments and museums and everything else like that, and the beautiful, beautiful scenery that's here in the United States, I've also spotted some things that are a bit different between us, as in Australia, and the United States. Now, they're not necessarily good or bad or better or worse. They're just different. So I'm also going to be just identifying and talking about those differences here. I've even come up with a catchy little jingle. So away we go with the differences between us and the United States. First difference I want to talk about is how you cross pedestrian crossings at traffic lights in the United States. Now again, when I say United States, I am just talking Washington DC because I've been all of one city since I got here, Washington DC. So over in Australia, we have a 2-beep system. So when the lights are red and you can't cross, you can't walk along across the road, you'll get a beep, beep, beep. And then when you can cross, you get these beep, 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 and that lets you know that it's safe to cross. Now, it was designed for visually impaired people. It's a great idea. And I would have said before I got here, look, it's not something that I rely on. I don't think it's just something in the background that I notice. And it's what we have in Australia. It's, you know, neither here nor there. I'm not reliant on it until I got here. And I found that, you know, the lights themselves are a little bit different, and I'll talk about them. But really, you know, it's the same situation. The traffic's going, you know, in front of you, and you see the lights go red, and so you think, okay, now it's going to be my turn for all the cars here and the pedestrians. And I found that they were going, but I was holding off and I was waiting, and I didn't know what I was waiting for. And it was the beeps. I could see that I was allowed to cross, but I didn't hear the beep. So I found that I was standing there. And look, you know, maybe a couple of times I was the only one at the lights, but there's a few times where people have just crossed, and rather than me being the sheep that I thought I would be, I think I'm waiting for the beeps. So I'll change my mind and say, no, you know what? Those fast beeps that we have in Adelaide, I do rely on them to get across the street. Anyway, the other differences that I've seen are that they have a white man when it's good to go, whereas we have a green man when it's good to go. So green for good, then go, red for stop, and no. They have a red hand for the stop, whereas we have the red man just not moving. And so I should say person, shouldn't I? It's a white person, a green person, and a red person. And so the white person will let you know that you can go. Sometimes though, they just have red numbers and it counts down the seconds. So there's no consistency with the traffic lights. And so sometimes I have found that the white guy's there, white person's there, and I've waited. So I think a mixture, probably I didn't get the green go sign, and there's not beep, 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 let me know it's okay to cross. So differences, not necessarily good or bad, just different. I do find though, just on a little side note, when I am watching the cars that are waiting at the lights a couple of times, and when I say couple, I mean more than a couple, I've seen someone not in the driver's side, which is where I'm used to seeing people on the right-hand side of the car, thinking there's no one driving that car. And then realise there's a passenger who's actually driving the car because they drive on the wrong side of the road, other side of the road. Okay, I'm going to try and not be judgmental here on the wrong side of the road. They drive on the other side of the road. So, yeah, so different, not good, not bad, not better, not worse, but what I'd give for a beep, 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 beep to let me know it's safe to cross the road. Tune in for the next one next time. Thanks, guys. If you're still watching this, I'd say you're probably family or close friend. So I thought I'd just end with a little bit of a personal update of how I'm going. So I think I've settled in okay. I'm still in my temporary accommodation, just near the White House, and it's a lovely big building, the Woodward building. I'm looking around for some apartments, and there's a few to choose from. So I think I should be right, and I've still got a few weeks before I really need to get out of here and start looking for somewhere. So I'm not too worried. It's good. The jet lag took a little bit longer to get over than I thought. I really didn't think it'd be that big a deal, but I found that I'd have one night good sleep, and then the next night was just terrible. But I think I've gotten into the groove now. When I wake up in the middle of the night, it's just for the normal reasons that I was doing when I was back home again. So yeah, so I think I'm pretty back to normal. I'm managing to negotiate the public transport. Oh, I do tend to forget. Look, I don't have a car to just go nip out and get stuff. So, but at the moment, I haven't needed anything. I really just needed a bit of food, and that's been about it. So, if you do have my old phone number, that no longer exists. I've gotten rid of that. That's my Vodafone, so my Australian one. I do have an international or a US number now. If you do want that, just let me know. But apart from that, no, so far it's been a really good transition in. Really, nothing's gone wrong. The closest I had was maybe one of my flights were a little bit delayed, and I nearly missed the flight into Washington. But apart from that, really everything's been going swimmingly well. I feel relatively safe. Walking around the streets. Not that I'm doing any late night walking around the streets, because, you know, who does it, you know, and I don't plan on, but for the most part, I'm really liking how easy it is to get around. Washington's well set out, that the streets going this way are letters of the alphabet and goes A through to, I'm not too sure, I've been up to P Street. And then that way it's numbered, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm on 15th Street and H Street. Funnily enough, they have no J Street, because when they were doing these, they thought I and J looked too much the same, so they just got rid of J. I don't know why they didn't then think, hey, let's just get rid of I and have J, because I sort of looks like 1. But anyway, yeah, so I've only been lost a few times. But again, not lost, just not too sure which way to walk. As I said, the metro is really easy to use, and I've got an app there that, and you just punch in where you want to go, and it gives you lots of options. What I like about it, it gives you that, you know, how far you have to walk to a station or a bus stop or whatever. And so I like the fact that it gives you you can look at the least amount of walking. So because I'm lazy, I like that I can pick the route that has the least amount of walking. I haven't been to a shopping centre, a shopping mall yet. I don't even know where my nearest Walmart is. There's still those kind of things that I'll get to understand now that I'm here, but I've got plenty of time. So far it's been really, really good. I'm really enjoying myself. The people I've met are all lovely. The people that I'll be working with are really lovely. Even, but yeah, just the people on the streets, everyone's really, really nice. And so it's been really, really good. I've forgotten, sort of half forgotten, that they have squirrels over here. So you're not going to see less squirrels. You're going to see more squirrels. In fact, here's some squirrels now, just for the hell of it. I'm a bit obsessed with the squirrels, I'm going to tell you. I'm being good. I'm not feeding them. I'm not going near them. If they come near me, well then, you know, what can I do? But really, I think, you know, they're just endemic as part of the city. And I don't know. I love them. I think they're cute. And so I'm sure you'll get sick of all the squirrels that I'll be posting up. So apart from that, look, again, it's only been a week and a bit. It's all going good. Really happy, but I do miss everyone back home, and I miss just being able to hug people. Not that I went around randomly hugging people, but yeah, I'll give you all big hugs now, big virtual hugs now, and I'll see you the next time I post something. Hope you've enjoyed this. See you later, guys. Bye.